Alright, hello, hopefully you can see this, and that it's not very dark, but anyway, I'm just hoping that you can see this. Basically, this blog is going out to somebody in America, and she's a massive Taylor Swift fan, and it prompted me to wonder, basically, that I thought, well, I could tell her that I like Taylor Swift as well, and I suppose I'm not a massive fan of some artists. I mean, it's one of these things that, to be a big artist for somebody, you've got to have a lot of their music and own like all their albums. But in my opinion, I do admit that Taylor Swift is one of my favourites when it comes to country music. I'm a big fan of country music, and people know that, and I'm always collecting and trying to look for CDs. And I suppose in a way, I want to make this blog and talk a little bit about Taylor Swift and about you know, I'm hoping we can be good friends. Her name is Chantelle, and she says to me that Taylor Swift inspires her with her lyrics and music and everything, and I really think that's brilliant. That was really sweet. Something like that. And I don't know, but I have told her about, you know, the Taylor Swift saga. You know, her coming to this country. And funnily enough, she was actually on TV today. We get BBC Radio 2, it's a national radio station, and basically on TV we have an interactive thing where sometimes programs go on to the BBC, but and BBC One was showing Taylor Swift concert, which I had to watch. And so very often that we get country music on TV like that. And basically I thought I'd watch it, and it was really, really good, but I'm going to show the 3 CDs that I actually own by Taylor Swift. The first one is this one, it's Taylor Swift's debut album. I hope you can see it now. I don't know if it's the same cover or anything as in America, because it's hard to tell. I mean, I haven't really managed to get the American import from it. As far as I know, I don't think she's ever released it here, and it just says on it Big Machine Records, and then it's got a little Mercury sign on it. It has got the pop version of Teardrops on My Guitar, but I'm quite glad it's actually got the proper version on it. So yeah, that's what the first one was. I like that one, but luckily a friend of mine in America managed to get me the 2 albums on the import. She got me this one, the second one, which was Fearless, that has literally no UK versions on it, so I don't have to worry about it being not the country when it's clearly country music. I'm loving it, really loving that album. It's got You Belong With Me on it, and things like that, and Love Story, 2 of my favourites. And then I was intrigued about buying the new one, and I thought, well, it would be nice to do that, but sadly I didn't want to buy the UK version, so I went and got my friend, and she got me the 3rd album of Taylor Swift. She is beautiful, I reckon, and she really does make great songs, but you get coupons in it, and sadly I can't use them. So a coupon like that, $1 off, I can't use it because I'm not actually an American resident. But yeah, it's brilliant to understand. And I suppose in a way people will say, well, do you really like somebody because somebody else likes it? Well, it's not always the case. I mean, I can never tell when I meet somebody new or in any situation about who they like, and it just is one of those things. If I'm honest, that sometimes you'll meet somebody and they'll say about music they like, and if they say somebody they really like, and I really like them, I'm like, well, you know, that just makes it all the more, because it's easy to get on with. I mean, there's a lot of country stars out there that I really like, but I don't have all their albums yet. So someone like Taylor Swift, I've got all her albums. I have a few of her singles, but they don't release many of them over here, and they're not probably as good as the ones you get in America, because they tend to be like UK versions. And sometimes if you want to be country version, they put it on like track number 3. What like a pain in the arse, you know. You could buy a CD single, you get like 3 tracks on it, and you have to wait until you get like track number 3, it's like the American country version. I don't think that's right, but it's definitely something that I really think about when sometimes you meet somebody new and you sort of want to know about their musical taste, and sometimes you think, but if they have a list of what they like, you can pinpoint them out. You can actually say, well, we both like music, or because music to me is very much one thing that I always believe in, right? No matter what, but if you meet somebody, music can be that one thing you can get on with. You both can feel the music passion at some point, and it doesn't matter whether they are into country music, or whether it's heavy metal music, or whether they like R&B or pop or dance music or indie or whatever, because or even oldies, because there will always be something in there that I can relate to in just with them. And it's a case of they might list, you know, I might find that there's 10 people in a line, they all like 10 different styles of music, but you can tell, unless it's classical opera, then it will be thrown out the window. But 10 different styles of music, and it's like saying they list 20 artists that they like, so they're going to list, each one of them are going to list 20 artists that they like a lot, and I could just turn around and say, out of all those 20 artists, of each individual person, I could take out the ones that I really like. Sometimes it might be a list where there's 20 artists, and it might only be that I like 3 of them. 3 of them, but not all of them. And the rest of them, I just prefer them as an average type of act or whatever. But other than that, sometimes it might be bonus, you might get all 20 of them, and you really like them. And that, so, and I think with country music, if I had to really pick out anybody who I would say Taylor Swift, Shania Twain, and Leo Rhymes are my 3 favourite country singers in female, and Dixie Chicks for a band. So that's pretty cool for me. I love and when it comes to male, I love Brad Paisley, I love Garth Brooks, I love Dwight Yoakam, and Lone Star and Rascal Flatts and Keith Urban. So they're like the ones that I inspire to when it comes to country music. These are the ones that I really, really love. Oh, and Lady Antebellum, another one. Brilliant. So yeah, I'm just quite glad, and it's good to share that whole thing, and hopefully if I can write a song, I can maybe write a song for somebody, and reference it to Taylor Swift and Chantelle out there in America. I'm hoping you like this blog. It's a little bit for you, and of course for the Taylor Swift thing. It's just a shame that we don't really get much of a in the American country way. I'm quite sure she probably tours over there and has like the full backing band of, like, you know, with all the country sound. I can't quite say that it was the same thing over here. I know she did bring a band, but I couldn't see a steel guitar player anywhere. I was expecting that might have appeared in the music, but she did play. There was a ukulele, so I suppose that's got that bit of a country feel to it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there anyway. So hope you liked it, Chantelle. And anybody else out there who likes Taylor Swift, if you want to get in touch with me, can do. And basically, I just think that she rocks, and I do wish that people like her would stamp her ground when they come to England and say that the music should really be released as country music and not pop, because we real country fans over here do not want it to be want it to be pop music anyway. So anyway, bye for now, and stay tuned.